Miami Dolphins fans just got the kind of quarterback change that does not happen quietly. Tua Tagovailoa is gone, Malik Willis is in, and now the whole offense has a different feel before the season even starts. This is not a small move. Miami just walked away from the name that carried this team for years, and that tells you the front office is done waiting for the same story to work. Then Dan Marino made the message even louder. He said the Dolphins need competition at quarterback, and when Dan Marino talks about that position in Miami, people listen. He knows what pressure looks like. He knows what a real quarterback room should feel like. So this is not about giving Malik Willis a free crown. This is about making every quarterback prove he can handle the job. That is why this new Dolphins chapter already feels dangerous. Malik Willis brings movement, speed, and a different kind of threat. Bobby Slowick now has a quarterback who can stretch a play with his legs, and Devon Achane beside him makes that even harder to defend. Miami did not just change names. They changed the way defenses have to think. Malik Willis gives the Miami Dolphins a different kind of problem for defenses. He is not the kind of quarterback who just stands in one spot and waits for the play to stay perfect. He moves, he extends plays, and he forces defenders to think for one extra second. In the NFL, that 1 second is enough to break a defense. Bobby Slowick now has a quarterback who opens the field in a new way. When Willis keeps the ball, linebackers have to freeze. When he hands it to Devon Achane, the defense still has to catch one of the fastest backs in football. That is why this pairing matters. It makes the defense defend both players at the same time. The pressure is not only on Willis now, it is on every team Miami faces. If he protects the ball and lets his legs create space, this offense becomes harder to read. And once Achane starts getting cleaner lanes, the Dolphins stop looking like a team searching for answers and start looking like a team with a real plan. Miami Dolphins got one quiet break before the full schedule even dropped. For a while, people thought Miami could be sent to Mexico City for that San Francisco 49ers game. That would have added travel, noise, and one more headache to a season that already looks heavy. But the league went another way. San Francisco 49ers will face Minnesota Vikings in Mexico City, not Miami. So now the Dolphins keep that matchup in California. That matters because a young team with a new setup does not need extra travel drama before it even proves who it is. Still, this is not an easy road. Miami avoided Mexico, but they did not avoid pressure. The schedule still brings tough teams, long trips, and games where every mistake will show up fast. So yes, the Dolphins caught one break, but the real test is still waiting. Caden Proctor is the kind of pick that tells you what the Miami Dolphins are tired of watching. For years, this team had speed, but speed means nothing when the pocket gets pushed back and the run game has no clean path. Proctor gives Miami a huge body on the left side, and the staff already sees the tools to use him at guard or tackle. Then DJ Campbell adds another clear message. Miami did not draft him to sit around as a name on the depth chart. He brings size, power, and real college experience from Texas. When a team adds Proctor early and Campbell later, that is not random. That is a front office trying to fix the part of the offense that kept breaking down. This is where Miami's rebuild starts to look real. Flash players get the attention, but games still get ugly in the trenches. If Proctor settles in fast and Campbell pushes for snaps, the Dolphins finally have a chance to play stronger football up front. That sets up the next big question, because one veteran lineman already has the respect of the whole room. Aaron Brewer is the name Miami cannot treat like a side story anymore. He is not the loudest player on the roster, but the people inside the building clearly know his value. When your offensive line coach talks about you like the player who sets the tone for the whole room, that is not normal praise. That means Brewer has become one of the few steady pieces in a team going through major change. Zach Yenser made it even clearer when he put Brewer's leadership in the same kind of conversation as players like Trent Williams and Laramie Tunsil. That does not mean Brewer is the same player as them, but it shows what the staff thinks of his impact. He works the right way. Players follow him, coaches trust him. That matters when a team is trying to build a tougher identity. Now the pressure moves to the front office. Brewer is entering a contract year, and Miami has to decide how serious it is about keeping its foundation together. You cannot talk about toughness, leadership, and fixing the line then let the player holding that room together walk into uncertainty. That is the part of this rebuild nobody should ignore. Jacob Rodriguez is the rookie who can make the Miami Dolphins defense louder right away. He does not need a long speech to stand out. His game is simple. He finds the ball, closes fast, and finishes tackles. For a defense trying to build a sharper edge, that type of linebacker gets noticed fast. The strong part about Rodriguez is how natural he looks in traffic. He is not just chasing plays after they happen. He reads, reacts, and gets himself in position before the runner gets free. That matters next to Jordan Brooks, because Miami needs linebackers who do not panic when the play gets messy. This is where the pressure starts inside the room. Tyrel Dodson and the rest of the linebackers know nothing is promised now. If Rodriguez keeps showing he can handle the speed, he will not stay buried for long. The Dolphins did not spend a second-round pick on him for decoration. They brought him in to push people. Miami Dolphins rookie camp already gave this team one twist nobody saw coming. Le'Veon Moss came in as a young running back with real college production from Texas A&M. But before fans even got a proper look at him, Miami placed him on the reserve retired list. That is a sudden turn. For a team trying to build cheap depth and find fresh legs, losing a back that fast changes the bottom of the roster. Then DJ Herman gave Miami the other side of the story. He came in as a tryout player, worked through rookie minicamp, and earned a contract at fullback. That is the type of move coaches respect because nothing was handed to him. Herman had to show enough in a short window, and he did. In a rebuild, those small wins matter because hidden players can become useful fast. Now the rest of the undrafted group has a real opening to make noise. Mark Gronowski, Anthony Hankerson, Donovan McCulley, and Mason Reiger are not safe names yet, but that is what makes this part interesting. Miami is not only looking for stars, they are looking for tough players who can survive camp, help on special teams, and steal a role when somebody slips. One rookie already walked away, but this room still has players fighting to turn a small chance into a real job. Miami Dolphins finished this stretch by making one thing clear. The new staff is not keeping extra names just because they were already in the building. Tabor Pepper was released, and Isaiah Johnson, Zach Kuntz, Jason Matra, Derek McClendon, Casey Osai, and Seth Vernon were waived. That is not a move built for comfort. That is a team cutting the bottom of the roster open and making room for a harder camp battle. This matters because the timing says a lot. Miami just added new draft picks, brought in undrafted players, tested fresh bodies at rookie camp, and then started clearing old depth. Jeff Hafley is not walking into this season like every spot is already settled. He is forcing players to prove they belong. That is how a weak roster starts getting cleaned up, not with talk, with jobs being taken away. Now the whole picture makes sense. Malik Willis brings a new style at quarterback. Caden Proctor and DJ Campbell bring more size up front. Aaron Brewer gives the line a leader. Jacob Rodriguez brings pressure to the linebacker room. The young players are fighting for cheap roster spots, and the cuts show Miami is done protecting the old version of this team. The Dolphins may not look finished yet, but they finally look serious. Blessings to all my subscribers, family. Your support means everything. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and I too catch you in the next one.